There have been new cast members announced for Scream 6. There's no time to waste. Let's get into it.
What's your favorite scary movie? Name it.
We'll tear your soul apart.
Well, I'm Pennywise the dancing now.
We're gonna get you. Oh, blood on the beast!
God, don't do that.
But sometimes death is better.
Hey everybody, what's up? KillJoy Jake here, and instead of having friends, I have horror movies. Yesterday, while I was driving to Detroit to see The Black Phone, which by the way, a little review of that is coming later today, we got a big ol' announcement for Scream 6. It seems like the big announcements always happen when I'm just nowhere near my computer, which is so funny. Like, I remember there was massive Scream news for Scream 5 when I was all the way in like Wilmington, North Carolina doing the filming locations for Scream 5, and I'm just sitting there with a thumb up my butt, like not being able to do anything. But we're gonna get into all that in just a second here, but first I'm gonna need y'all to like this video and subscribe, especially if you're new here, so that you can get updates every single time I post about Scream 6. Alright, so getting into this. Deadline reports that Jack Champion, Liana Liberato, Devin Nikado, and Josh Segarra are the latest additions to the new Scream installment. Now, let's talk a little bit about these characters, because this is basically the entire cast we have so far is like Melissa Barrera, Jasmine Savoy Brown, Mason Gooding, Jenna Ortega. We also have Kirby Reed, played by Hayden Panettiere, coming back for this movie, as well as Gale Weathers, one of the only real big legacy characters. Even though, like, yeah, Kirby is technically a legacy character. Had a lot of people fight me on that, about what if a character coming back is a legacy character or not. That is, by definition, what that means. So, yes, Heather Matarazzo is technically a legacy character. Not as big as, like, Courtney Cox, Sidney Prescott, or, you know what I mean? Not as big as them, but, like, yeah, I mean, they're, by definition, still legacy characters. But with these new character announcements, we have to talk about a few things. Are they going to be victims? Or are they going to be the Ghostface killer? Starting off with Jack Champion. Now, he's a 17-year-old American actor who has just joined, well, not really just joined, but back in 2017, he officially joined the cast for the new Avatar sequels, which the first one comes out this December. I'm excited for those, but they might be ass. I don't know. We're gonna find out in December, I guess. But Jack Champion, 17 years old, I think total victim. I think he's a goner. I think he's gonna die. I think it'd be kind of weird if they made another young character Ghostface at this point. I want to see like an older, more sophisticated version of Ghostface this time around. We've always had like high school or college kids, with some exceptions obviously, be the killer, especially in the last two installments. Like, give us something different. Give us like an older character that's Ghostface, who's maybe a little more badass. Maybe he can like stab people in the throats a little faster than just like your typical high schooler running around and slipping in beer in the garage and all that. I want to see something a little more professional from Ghostface this time around, especially if Jenna Ortega is correct on what she said at the red carpet, where she's like, oh yeah, Ghostface is going to be much more aggressive. The kills are going to be gorier. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but you get the point. So I'm gonna say no, Jack Champion probably not the killer, looking much more like a victim to me. Then we also have Liana Liberato, who stars in this movie called The Beach House. I've only gotten through the first 10 minutes so far. When I have time, whenever that happens, maybe this weekend I'll take off. I don't know, maybe I'll actually allow myself to have some time off for once. I want to finish that movie. It looks really good so far. I have not finished it, but it looks very promising, has a really high score on the Rotten Tomatoes, so she's no stranger to horror. Could she be the killer in this next movie, or is she just the victim? Is she just gonna get stabbed? This is a great question, honestly. She's 26 years old, so I'm assuming she's going to be playing some kind of character that is friends with Sam, wherever they are, like in New York City, at college somewhere, whatever. I'm assuming somehow this is going to be like her friend. I don't really know how that relationship forms or not. Maybe it's kind of mysterious, and maybe she just came into their lives because she wants to stab one of them in the throat. I'm really on stabbing throats today. I don't know what that is. I'm just really... I want to see that, I guess, for some reason. I want to see Ghostface stab somebody in the eye and like pull it out. There hasn't been enough eye kills lately in our horror movies, so there we go. That's what I want next. But could Liana Liberato be the killer in this next movie? It's kind of a maybe for me right now. I'm kind of on the fence about this, if she's going to get killed or become the killer at this point. I mean, I feel like this could go either way for me personally. I think because of her age, because she's going to be one of Sam's friends, I think it would be cool to see her be the killer in this next film, but I could totally see her getting chased down an alleyway by Ghostface, getting killed. So it could go either way, I think, with this character. Then we have Devin Nikado, who was on Degrassi for a little while. 100% I think she's going to be a victim. She's getting killed by Ghostface for sure. She's 21 years old, so I'm assuming she's probably going to be one of Tara's friends, considering her age range. That's kind of just my assumption for her character. So my guess, yeah, no, she's totally getting killed by Ghostface. I think 100% she's going to be one of the people getting chased down an alleyway somewhere, maybe through a high-rise building. I don't know, something. It's New York City. We have a lot to play around with this time around, baby. Let's go. But oh yeah, totally just a meat puppet ready to get slashed. Maybe in the eye, maybe the throat, I don't know. So then that brings me to Josh Segarra, who's maybe a little more brooding than some of the other new cast members. Now, he's 36 years old, which is interesting. At first I was like, how does he fit into this? He doesn't look 36 though. I mean, he looks way younger than that. I could assume that maybe he's Kirby Reed's boyfriend. That could be the situation there, because Hayden Panettiere is 32. I mean, I feel like that works. I feel like that works age-wise. He kind of looks young 30s opposed to late 30s, like apparently he is. So that would make more sense. Honestly, I feel like that makes more sense for him to maybe be like a boyfriend character. Is that too obvious for him to be the killer if he's like a boyfriend or something like that? Probably, but I think it could be cool. Maybe. I think that could work. Especially if they didn't put Kirby Reed in there just to replace Neve Campbell's Sidney Prescott. I really hope that's not the case. It's something I'm very worried about with Scream 6. But if they naturally found a way to bring Kirby into the story, it could be cool to have a character close to her end up being the killer, because we wouldn't be expecting that. We would be expecting someone close to Tara, someone close to Sam, maybe even the Meeks twins. We're kind of expecting one of those characters to essentially be like the killer in this next movie, I would assume. I'm not really speculating any of the core four becomes the killers. That's why I'm really looking at this new cast. It's got at least one of the killers, I think, has to be one of these four people, for sure. Like, I'm banking on that 100%. So could it be Josh Segarra here? I'm thinking, yeah, honestly, if my money's anywhere, it's on this guy. I mean, he looks like a killer. I'm not saying anything like negative about him. He's just like a little too attractive to be trusted, if that makes any sense. So 100%, I see Josh here possibly being the killer in this next movie. I'm saying that now. Maybe I'm completely wrong in March of next year, but who knows? We'll just have to find out. That's the fun part of all of this. What do you guys think about the new cast, though? Who do you think is going to be a victim, and who do you think will turn out to be the new Ghostface killer? Leave me something about it in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching this new Scream 6 update. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more horror content, especially Scream 6 updates, as you can tell from some of my most recent uploads. Thank you guys for watching again. Also, if you want to support this channel even further, you can support me on Patreon or become a channel member by clicking on that join button on my page. I would greatly appreciate it. It keeps this channel alive. I really can't do it without that. So thank you guys to everyone who has supported me as a channel member or a Patreon supporter. Thank you guys for watching again, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.